Hey everyone, welcome to a Sunday thing. Yeah, today's a bonus stream because I'm finally doing it. We are unboxing this toy today, and I'm finally going to be using it. No more... Gone are the days where I have to wait for my cousin to stop playing on my computer because they're playing Roblox for like 5 hours. Today's the day that's not gonna happen, so let's do it. There you go. Oh, I should move this a little bit and set up the audio. Alright, this light is not gonna budge. I'm gonna start the recording. Hi everyone! And start the music. I think Elevits will do. I think we'll start somewhere a bit better. Okay, close enough. Alright, so we have this toy over here. Oh, that's my face. Whoa. Okay, Jack is glowing right here. So we'll have our... I think that will do. Yeah, we have our mascot right here. As always, we bring out our friend. our lovely friend. And yeah, this is the highlight of today. I bought this back in February. Yes, it was February before the March stuff. Oh, audio is going in. Okay, I have to remove that. But yeah, I got this during March, or on April or February, and it was either like a impulse purchase and like a I need to buy this before this thing gets more expensive. So yeah, I got this a week ago, it was back on Tuesday. I got this back on Tuesday of April, the last week of April, and we're gonna, the third week of April, and we're just gonna get going right now. Yeah. So yeah, this is the box itself. See, it says Anne right there. There we go at the back. And Technologies at Shenzhen, China. And yeah, I purchased the black color. I feel like you can mount this a little bit, but yeah, that's the box. Everything else is nothing, is blank. Alright. There you go. Alright, so without further ado, I can open up the light a bit. Yeah, I can. It's 7, almost 8, and it's still kind of right out. So we're just gonna open it up. I really like the box. The box does feel premium instead of like a white box. Or like a basic white box. It's like an actual box with a little bit of like stuff on it to know like this is the thing that you're purchasing. So, yeah. But yeah, hope everyone's ready to reveal the Anne Thor. So, ooh. There's something up here. Oh, there's a lot of things up here. Safety tips. Okay. Oh, here it is. So, we have... Oh, it smells nice, too. So that's what it looks like. There you go, ABXY. That's the Nintendo face buttons. So I definitely know what I'm supposed to be doing. What else do we have? Oh, there you go. We got the Thor Max. So for this model, it can the primary screen can go up to 120 Hz, which is quite a lot. This is the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2, 4nm processor. Yeah, it has all these CPU things. I think you can see it. Oh no. It doesn't want to focus. There it goes, focused. Yep, it all has those types of CPU. It has that GPU. I have the one that gives you 16 gigs of RAM. It's DDR5 RAM as well. I have not used DDR5 RAM before, so that's good. And it holds up to 1 terabyte, which is the model I have as well. That's the model I bought. It has active cooling, 6K milliamp hour battery. I don't know if that's that's strong enough, but I will be using it roughly every day just to do dailies. Yeah, that's all that it has. So yeah, the weight is apparently 380 grams, so yeah. Pretty, yeah, not too heavy. Safety tips. Throwing battery into a fire or water can cause the battery to rupture. Never attempt to charge a battery which has been physically damaged, of course. Don't leave the battery in the charger once it's fully charged. And don't break the battery with sharp tool to cause leakage or explosion. And be careful of burns when the surface temperature of the machine is high. So, yeah. I didn't buy, unfortunately, I did not buy any, accessories. I probably should, so probably in the near future I'll have to buy one of those, just so I can, you know, hold it a lot better. So, a box. And yeah, this is the thing. Quality control approved. Oh, it passed in April of 2026. Oh, wow. Here it is. This is the thing I want. It does... Oh, wow. It does feel a bit heavy. But yeah, this is what it looks like. Right here. This is what it looks like. Alright, let's open it. Ooh. Yeah, I'll definitely need a screen protector, especially since, like, I'm going to be putting a lot of, stuff here. I really like this pad right here. It's nice because, you know, it has that little coverage right here. But, oh yeah. Only, so, okay, I've noticed that I have to be gentle with this, right? Because this is made of entirely glass, right? I like doing this, right? Yeah, like that. But I feel like it'll damage it. This cover is really nice, though. Oh. Oh. There you go. Yeah. Yeah, I do kind of wish there's better, like... That feels really good. But, yeah, that's fine. So, yeah, it has the, It has the 2 joysticks right here. Face buttons. Oh, D-pad feels nice. I like this D-pad. That's really nice, actually. Yeah, there's already dust falling here, so I do need like some sort of accessory to do that. Oh wow, the circle pad feels really comfortable too. I like that. Yeah, and then there's those. You have the shoulder buttons like right here. I don't know if these are analog, but they do feel... Those two really do feel nice. And then you have these clicky shoulder buttons right here. And yeah, that's about it. I don't know if it's charged at all. But yeah, we'll set that aside for now. I just don't like, like, you're gonna slam it shut, and I feel like that amount of damage might force... Yeah, maybe force the screen to get damaged too. By the way, I like that quality. So see, like, quality control approved. If you want a, if you want to compare between the 3DS and the Thor, this is what it looks like. Notice that the Thor is slightly bigger. This is a new 3DS, by the way, so yeah. The Thor is slightly bigger. I feel like they have... Nope, the Thor is slightly thicker as well. And yeah, because it's bigger, this is what the 3DS looks like. You have the weird circle pad here. You have the nice feelings of these buttons. This one, oh, this one. Yeah. Oh, the face buttons don't, like, they feel okay. The D-pad feels nice though. Like, you can actually, yeah, and the D-pad actually feels nice. So yeah. Okay. What else is in here? I don't like that hinge. Like, it only goes up to that, and then that. Yeah, there's only 3 hinges, and then, like, you can easily, yeah, do that. But yeah, this is how I'll usually play, like this. I think I'll get used to this. I don't know if these are, if the, joysticks are, or if the sticks are, Hall effects ones, because that'd be great too. Okay, let's see what's in here. It might be the charger. Yeah, it's the Thor charger. The charger. But yeah, I guess we'll use this for now. I don't know if we have a plug that can do that. Hold on a second. This one goes. Oh yes, this one does. But it has a large cord stuck in the middle of it. Okay, let's fix that by taking it off. There's 2, yeah, I have a cord that has slots. So I have my phone charger, my nice iPhone charger right here, my lovely head, of course. There you go. It's charging. At 34. Okay, let's set it aside. And then we have the Thor charger right here. We're gonna put it in right now as it charges, so it can charge for now. Oh, where does this go? Oh, it goes right in here. Okay. I'll have to put it under then. Okay, let's see what else it has. So, the volume buttons, power button, you can put your micro SD card here. Somehow. Okay, there you go. Yeah. Micro SD card here. Audio jack, always nice to have. A little doohickey that you can put your keychain on. That's nice. Then on the front side is nothing. On the back there is a cooler in here, so. Oh, At least I know it's on. Okay, I do know that the first thing I should do with this is, I have to, make sure that this thing is, like, I have to reboot this so that there's, like, I don't want to start it immediately, if you know what I mean. So I need to factory reset it first, in case anything happens. But yeah, that's what it looks like right now. Okay. Oh shoot. I don't know if I need an SD card. I don't know if I actually do have a micro SD card. I'm sure I do have a micro SD card I can use. It's loading. Okay, this should be the first time I'm loading this thing, so here we go. Amazing. Alright, let's get started. English. Connect to the internet. Yeah. Oh. Alright. Let's get set up. Oh yeah, I can use the touchscreen as well, so... Because this is essentially an Android. Select my time zone. Well, my time zone is Canada. Vancouver is specific now because it doesn't have daylight saving, so yeah. Okay, so that's done. Oh, okay. There is a guide on this, so I'll be following along a guide while I set it up, so... I almost forgot that, too. So there you go. There you go. Time zone. Nice that. Yeah, that's working, and I think that's, yeah. Oh. AOSP, okay. Gesture. Yep. Alright. There you go. So cool. And Thor. Oh look, no storage has been used yet. That's so cool. Alright. I think it's I don't think there is. Oh yeah, there's a thing, yeah, there's a thing where I'll try to, yeah. Okay. Check version. Okay, we're gonna check if this is the most recent version. It is! Alright, cool. I should also this down a bit. There you go. I should do that too. There you go. Alright, latest version. Good. Go back. Yeah, it has a nice touchscreen. Oh yeah, I have also bought one of these. Oh, it works really well too, so that's nice. Yeah, notice that these are two huge touchscreens. So one of the things, I think one of the easier things I wanted to do is set up Android itself, or the Play Store, so I can have two very certain games I want to have on this already, and have that working. So I'll get that started, and I should also connect the audio as well, so you can listen to it as well. So I will also set that up too, if I have what I'm looking for. Smile. Oh no, I don't know if I have it. It's the audio cord thing. Nope, that's not it. Or that. Or that. Or that. I do have an audio card that I have lying around here. Oh, it's here. So I have this. I can connect it to y'all, and you can listen to what I'm listening to. So yeah, there's that. Okay. Okay. Let's continue the guide. Oh yeah, you should probably listen to the to this itself, because it's very helpful. Oh nice, this thing also has a... Oh, that's cool. Chrome audio. I don't know if Chrome audio actually does work. We'll see if it does. If it does, great. If it doesn't, well, that's unfortunate.
Things that I think are pretty fundamental.
Okay,
so number one, let's go into the notification section. And the thing is that this is going to be a gaming console, which means you may not want to have a bunch of notifications running back and forth. Settings here, this is going to be your standard Android settings that you would find on a phone or tablet. Let's go through a couple of these things that I think are pretty fundamental. So number one, let's go into the notification section. And the thing is that this is going to be a gaming console, which means you may not want to have a bunch of notifications running back and forth. And I found the easiest way to just minimize the notifications that you would get on any other device is to go down here and then go into Do Not Disturb mode and then turn this one on. And this will just give you a cleaner experience altogether. You could always just go in and buy app and turn off notifications and whatnot, but I've always found that to be just the easiest one setting to change. Beyond that, if we scroll down a little bit more, you should find the display section. So by default, this one is going to lock the screen and close it down after 1 minute of inactivity. And I found that's just way too short for me. So generally I will just set this to 30 minutes, but you can obviously set it to something else. From there, if you scroll down a little bit more into security, you will find that there is a screen lock option. And by default, this will usually be set to swipe, but we want to set it to none. This means that when we open up the device, we don't have to swipe it to unlock it. But of course, if you want to have more security to it, you could add a pin and everything else. We're just going to keep ours at none. If we scroll further down, you will see near the bottom one called Thor setting. This is going to have a bunch of options specific to this device. So if we go in here, you should see a bunch of different things that we can change. The first option are the equalizer settings, so you can adjust the sound profile of the device. You can turn this one on and then try out some of the presets. You can even try out by pressing play and then listen to it and then adjust it from there. And you can also make a custom one if you would like to. I found that this EQ setting right here has been the best for me, but obviously try it out for yourself and see what you think sounds the best depending on the games that you're playing and what you prefer. The next section is kind of self-explanatory. We can adjust the strength of the rumble motor. Turn this one on and then try out some of the presets. You can even try out by pressing play and then listen to it and then adjust it from there. And you can also make a custom one if you would like to. I found that this EQ setting right here has been the best for me, but obviously try it out for yourself and see what you think sounds the best. Depending on the games that you're playing and what you prefer. The next section is kind of self-explanatory. We can adjust the strength of the rumble motor. I personally like it to be the lowest, but you can also test it right here if you would like. Further down, we have the ability to change some of our charging settings. So number one is a charging limit. So if you turn this one on, the device will only charge to 80%. This is going to be great if you mostly use it plugged in. The idea behind this is that charging the device to 100% stresses the battery more than charging it to 80%. So this will help with the longevity of your device. Additionally, within here, you can change your charging speed. By default, it's going to be the faster speed, but you could slow it down by using this one too. Again, much like with the charging limit, this will improve the longevity of your device if you don't mind waiting longer for it to actually charge. Personally, I don't really mess with this stuff. I let it charge to 100% and I also keep it on the fast charge, but obviously this can be adjusted to fit your lifestyle. Another option right here is called charge separation. So what this means, if you turn it on, when you plug the device in, it's not going to charge it, it's just going to maintain the battery level, but then keep the device powered on. So if you're playing something really heavy duty, you don't want to charge the device at the same time that you're playing, then this is when you would turn it on. Further down, we've got our video output options. So the first is to change the resolution of when you plug a USB cable into something like an external monitor or a dock. So you can have it go to 4K 60 or basically anything else, or you can have it just set by default to adaptive, which is supposed to work to whatever the resolution is of your screen. Below that, you've got some other
That's a
options
cool
like
idea, like actually
these screens on the
showing
device.
it
When you
on
plug
screen.
into an external monitor, you would turn this one off. You can have it so that it doesn't go to sleep. And then also you can choose where the sound is going to go, if you want the sound to come out of the device itself or on the TV that you plug it into. Below that, we've got a couple other more Android-based things. So for example, when you plug it in USB to your computer, you want a notification to pop up, you can have that set here. And then also you can have it show your internet speed up above. And then a couple other things related to the controller. Number one thing right here is going to be your controller style. By default, it's going to be what they call the standard style, which means that A is confirm and B is cancel, kind of like a Nintendo Switch. But if you want to have an Xbox style, then you can change it to that, where this is going to function as the A button, this is going to function as the B button. Now, obviously, the diagrams are going to be off, but it really depends on what you prefer to press down on. Of note, when doing game streaming, by default, it's going to expect that you use the Xbox style. So if you try to stream, say, for example, an Xbox game or NVIDIA GeForce Now, and these buttons are screwed up, then you can change that right here by changing this style. Below that, we have the L2R2 mode. So this will actually show whether or not it's going to be inputted as an analog or input with the triggers, and by default, it's both, and I usually recommend that. Now, this device has a back key right here, and you can change that to be something else. If you don't want it to be the back key within Android, you can set it to something else. Generally, I don't change this at all, so I just leave it on the default. And then finally, the last big thing within these settings is that you can calibrate your joystick. If anything goes wrong with these and you're getting like false inputs, then you can go through here and do a joystick calibration. There are other things within here, but we're not going to spend too much time on them. You can register your Google services. For example, if you're going to use Netflix or Netflix games, you may have to do that in order for the device to be recognized. Further down, there's one called OLED screen protection. This is going to make a line just kind of go across your screens, and this is to prevent any sort of image retention or burn-in. And if you want to turn that off, you can, but generally I just leave that on. It's only going to show up if you leave the device idle for a certain amount of time. And this is what that anti-image retention thing looks like, and if you don't want to see this, you can just tap on the screen and it'll go away right there too. Other than that, there's some more advanced stuff, but I think that's probably enough for a starter guide, so I think that's good for the settings. Of note, there are other options that you can get to if you swipe down from the top. So this is going to give you a bunch of different options right here. You can adjust the brightness of the top display, and then you've got a bunch of other things here. Some of these are similar to what we just saw within the settings menu, like your controller style, your L2R2 mode. So these are just going to be super simple to be able to change without having to go into the actual settings.
Oh, that's really nice.
However, while we're in here, there are some other things we can change. For example, the performance profiles. You've got three right here: standard, performance, and high performance. And it really depends on the type of game that you're playing. Most stuff's going to play fine in standard, but if you're really pushing it for things like PC games or Nintendo Switch emulation, you may have to try one of the higher performance modes. When you adjust the performance modes, the fan modes are going to change as well. So this is going to give you a couple different options depending on your performance mode. There's quiet, there's smart, and sport. One handy thing you can do in the smart mode is you can go into edit and you can actually adjust the fan curve. So if you want the fans to kick in a little bit more at certain different temperatures, you can change that here. Within here is also where you can change the LED lights around your analog sticks. You can tap on this arrow, it's going to bring up your options. You can change the different colors, the brightness, the intensity. All of this can be changed right here.
Oh, you can change the joystick LED. Oh, you can. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Hold on. Oh, that's so cool. Look at that. I did not know you can do that. Whoa. All right. Ugh. Okay. Maybe not too bright. Yeah, probably not too bright, so I don't get glare.
And you can do it
But I
for
can always
different
close it
controllers
too.
as well, so the left can be a different color than the right. If we swipe over, the only other thing that I would recommend checking out is this one here called floating icon. When you start up an app or a game, it's going to show a little white line on the right side of your device. You can then push it over. From the right and then make a couple adjustments, but generally I found that this thing used to be really handy back in the day with other devices, but with the Thor I don't think it's really necessary. So I often will turn off this floating icon so that I don't see that white line as I'm playing games. Now beyond just those Android settings, we have additional options that we can do because we've got a two-screen device. So if we tap on this little AYN button here on the bottom, it'll bring up this menu down below. So let me walk you through some of the options right here. Number one is up top, you can change whether or not it's going to only show on the top screen or the bottom screen. Right now I have it set to dual screen display, but if you only wanted to play games on the top and then have this turn off to save battery life as I'm playing games. Now beyond just those Android settings, we have additional options that we can do because we've got a two-screen device. So if we tap on this little AYN button here on the bottom, it'll bring up this menu down below. So let me walk you through some of the options right here. Number one is up top, you can change whether or not it's going to only show on the top screen or the bottom screen. Right now I have it set to dual screen display, but if you only wanted to play games on the top and then have this turn off to save battery life, then you would set that one instead. And so that's something that you can do as well. If you choose that, it's going to give you an indication that says if you want to bring the screen back, then you need to press the AYN button down below. But as you can see right now, the top screen is showing, nothing on the bottom, and then I can bring it up by pressing that. Down below that, we've got the ability to change the brightness of either display. We can either just do them independently, or we can do what they call dual screen, which is where you adjust them both at the same time. To the right of that, we have our top screen and bottom screen volume button. So if you're watching a video up above and you want to make sure you hear that, and maybe not the game down below, then you can adjust them here. Beyond that, there is one called the task. So
that's such a good option too.
Recently used, if you want to use that. And then finally over here, you've got the settings option, and this is one of the more handy options. This is basically a quick menu for a lot of the other things that we just did. For example, you can set this up with the different performance profiles, your fan modes.
Oh look! Oh, that's the cool mode. That's the cool looking mode.
Instead of having to swipe down, you can adjust that all directly. You can also monitor stuff like your current frames per second, even though this is not super accurate. And then also you have different temperatures you can monitor, as well as your fan speed. Of note, this device can run at multiple different frames per second. By default, it's going to run in 60 FPS mode, which means 60 frames per second up above, as well as down below. But the top screen can go up to 120 frames, whereas the bottom one cannot. So if you want, you can tap on this button, that'll change it to 120 FPS mode, which means this is going to run 120 frames per second, but this one, of course, will be limited to 60. The problem with this particular mode has to do with just the way the Android works. If you are trying to run something in 120 FPS mode on the bottom, you might see some screen tearing, and this is just an unfortunate effect of having this particular mode. For the most part, if you're going to be running at 120 frames per second mode, you're mostly going to be playing on this part anyway to get those 120 frames per second, so it's not that big of a deal, but if you see screen tearing on the bottom, that's going to be why. And really, that's about it when it comes to the Android portion of this setup. The only other thing that's unique to the Thor is that you can choose where your apps are going to actually launch. So you can see that between the top and the bottom, it's going to show the exact same apps. Chrome up here, Chrome down below. But let's say that you wanted to start up an app and always make sure that it goes to the top display or always to the bottom display. What you can do is long press on an app within the menu, and then there's going to be an option right here that says Screen Launch. If you tap on that, it'll give you the option to either auto, which means that wherever you tap on it is where it's going to open, or you can force it to be only top screen or bottom screen. So let's set this to top screen only. This means now that if we're looking at the bottom and we tap on Google Chrome, it starts at the top. And so that's one of the things that you can do if you want. So
so
now that
cool.
we've got an
That's
idea
so
of how
cool.
the Thor works in terms of the Android system itself, let's actually start installing the apps that we're going to use on this device in the first place. And there's a really handy tool that'll walk us through that whole process. It's called Obtainium. Let's start by talking about what Obtainium is. And this is a really handy app that allows you to download and install other apps directly through this interface. There's a developer in our community who actually compiles all this stuff for us. They call it the Obtainium Emulation Pack, and this is what we're going to use. We're going to do all this directly on the device, so the easiest way I found is to open up Google Chrome and then search for RJNY, and the very
first of all, I'm going to add the account. Okay, hold on. They don't use .c anymore. Okay. Is that my old pass? No. Oh, it's that one. Okay. Two-step verification. If my phone's here, no, my phone's here. My phone's here. Where's the YouTube link? There's the YouTube link. Yup, it's me. I will be using the device, and I agree. Okay. No thanks. Don't allow. Okay. We are in. We are now in. Alright. Let's go and... Let's go and searching myself. Oh, Google. Yes, I'm looking for a very specific card, and I can get it at one certain place, but it's like $16 US each. Hi, RB, welcome. I only get, this is like $16 each. What the heck? Alright, R, J, and 1. Okay. Cool. In here.
Result will be the Obtainium Emulation Pack. So first thing, just scroll down on the GitHub page till you get to the Getting Started section.
It crashed?
There's an option that says Install Obtainium with a link right here. So we're going to click on that, and that'll take you to the Obtainium page, and then we can go and find the latest release. Now, there are a bunch of different options, as you can see here. Generally, I just use the one that says App Release APK. Once you tap on that, it'll start the download process, and then just give it a minute, and it'll be done. Once you have it downloaded, let's go ahead and go back to where we were before. You can install
my thing just crashed.
the link right here. So we're going to click on that. And that'll take you to the Obtainium page, and then we can go and find the latest release. Now, there are a bunch of different options, as you can see here. Generally, I just use the one that says App Release APK. Once you tap on that, it'll start the download process, and then just give it a minute, and it'll be done. Once you have it downloaded, let's go ahead and go back to where we were before. You can tap on the back button on the device to get it downloaded. Once you tap on that, it'll start the download process, and then just give it a minute, and it'll be done. A bunch of different options, as you can see here. Generally, I just use the one that says App Release APK. Once you tap on that, it'll start the download process, and then just give it a minute, and it'll be done. Once you have it downloaded, Obtainium page, and then we can go and find the latest release. Now, there are a bunch, and that'll take, and there's an option that says install.
Okay,
the link right here, so we're going to click on that, and that'll take.
I think I chose the wrong one. Oh, okay, never mind. Latest release. Okay, this is.
You to the Obtainium page, and then we can go and find the latest release. Now, there are a bunch of different options, as you can see here. Generally, I just use the one that says App Release APK. Once you tap on that, it'll start the download process, and then just give it a minute, and it'll be done. Once you have it downloaded, let's go ahead and go back to where we were before. You can tap on the back button on the device to get back to the Obtainium emulation pack. And now we're going to scroll down until we get to the section that says Releases on the right side. We're going to open that one up. Now, in the releases section, there are going to be a bunch of new updates. You can see it was just 5 days ago that they had updated this. The biggest thing right here is that there are, as you can see, it was just outside. We're going to open that one up. Now,
Releases? Oh, here.
in the releases section, there are going to be a bunch of new updates. You can see it was just 5 days ago that they had updated this. The biggest thing right here is that there are two different assets that we can choose from. One that says dual screen and one that doesn't. Because we're using AY and Thor, we're going to get the dual screen ones. We're just going to tap on this, it's going to start the download process, and that's it. Once we have these both installed, we can close out of Chrome, then go into the Files section. You should see both of the apps right here. First thing, let's install Obtainium. We're going to tap on it. It's going to say, you can't install it.
Okay. Okay, there you go. Oh, that's the home button. Okay, gotcha. Files. Go to files. There they are.
Anything from Google here. First thing, let's install Obtainium. We're going to tap on it. It's going to say, you can't install anything from Google Chrome. So go through here into the install unknown apps and then turn this one on. Then it'll prompt you to install the app. Once that's done, it'll say app is installed. We can open it up and then it may give you a couple notifications things. I usually just don't do the notifications. And then here, just hit OK a couple times and it'll get to the main screen. Once we're here, the first thing we want to do is go into Import, Export, and then once we're here, there's an option that says Obtainium Import. Tap on that, and then find that JSON or the dual screen file that we had downloaded earlier. We're going to tap on that one, and then you'll immediately see that it imported a bunch of apps, 48 altogether. This isn't actually importing the apps themselves, but rather just the listing for each of these apps. So now, when you go into the apps section, it'll have a bunch listed, and we can choose which ones to install. So I'm going to go through and show you which ones that I personally install in here, but you've got other options as well. For example,
okay, these are all emulators, so
3DS emulator. This is one I bottom.
Yeah, I'm gonna skip all that.
Now, click to patch. There are two versions of Me Through SX2, Classic and Patch, and recently the person who has put together this emulation pack has switched over to the patch one, and that works just fine with the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2. If you want to use the classic one, you can go back to the regular emulation pack website on GitHub and then download it directly from there. Let me show you how to do that really quickly in case you want to know. If we go back to the Emulation Pack website, if we scroll all the way down past all the startup stuff, you'll see a listing of all the emulators. And some of these will not have check marks next to them. If we go over to Nether SX2, you can see there's the patch version and the classic version. So if you wanted to use the classic version, because it's no longer part of the Emulation Pack, you can just tap on this word right here that says Add to Obtainium. So if you wanted to see that in the app, you can just tap on that instead. This will then import the app, and now if we go back to the menu, you'll actually see that it'll have both of them listed. Either way, that is the process to get them all up and running. If you want to add additional apps to that, they're already listed in the website, they're just not part of the actual emulation pack. Moving on, I also recommend the PSP emulator, which is right here. Actually, if you want to add additional apps to that, they're already listed in the website, they're just not part of the actual emulation pack. Moving on, I also recommend the PSP emulator, which is right here, and then also RetroArch, obviously for all of our classic and retro games, and we'll set all for PSP. But if you do want to, we also have some more experimental apps like RPCS, and we'll set all those up, which is right here. The actual, and also we all three can together at those like a standard one screen setup. Cocoon, well, see all your games. Mine if you use a paid app. This is what you need, and obviously it's free as well, whereas ESDE is a altogether. But I think in this video today, the standard one that I often use is Emulation Station Desktop. It's going to be the free options listing together at the end to make it easy to navigate. And these are all going to be the free options listed. We have those like Cocoon and Daijisho and Isu and Pegasus. We're going to use Cocoon in this video today. The standard one that I often use is Emulation Station Desktop Edition, but I think for the Thor in particular with its two-screen setup, Cocoon is an easier option altogether. I think it just looks really neat, and obviously it's free as well, whereas ESDE is a paid app. This is what ESDE looks like, and you've probably seen it in other videos of mine if you've watched them. And so if you want something that kind of navigates like this and allows you to see all your games, this is also awesome to set up. I'll leave a link to my Retroid Pocket 6 starter guide down below, which will walk you through this part of the process if you want to do that. But for the Thor today, we're going to focus on Cocoon. Okay, in the next section, we have a bunch of PC emulation options between Game Hub and Game Native and Win Later. I'm going to go with Game Native here today. We're not actually going to set up Game Native today. I'll show you a little bit about how it works, but I've got a full dedicated Game Native video, which I will leave linked down below if you want to get into PC gaming on your Thor. Next up, we have streaming apps between Moonlight and Artemis. Both of these are PC streaming applications, meaning that you're going to play the game on your PC, but then actually stream it over to your device and control it from there. Between the two, I would recommend Artemis. This one has much better latency, and it also has better virtual desktop options. So this is the one I would recommend installing. I've also got a setup guide for this one, which I will leave linked down below. It's not going to be the primary focus of this particular video. There's a section called Track Only, and within here you'll have stuff like the Obtainium Emulation Pack or different turn-up drivers. What this means is if you install them on this device, it's going to give you a notification when there's a new update. So it's up to you whether or not you want to get that notification. Personally, I just never really use those. And then finally, we've got one called Utilities. These are going to be different apps and tools that will be helpful for using your Thor. For example, here with the Bifrost one, this allows you to have more control over your LED lights, including lights that will change the color depending on what's happening on the screen. So these are a bit more advanced, but I would recommend maybe Googling these and see if any of these are something you would want to try out. I would say that the one that we are going to try out here today is called Pixel Guide Android. This one allows you to pull up different guides and FAQs on your secondary screen while playing the game up above, and that's really handy. So let's use that one here today, but I would recommend checking out some of these other ones as well, but like I said, they are a little bit more advanced. These two in particular are made for the AYN Thor. Mjolnir here will allow you to do very special things with the home button, and then the other one will allow you to do things like additional tabs and widgets and things like that. Again, a bit more advanced, but definitely worth checking out. Okay, at this point, we have actually installed all of the major apps that we're going to need to set up emulation on the AYN Thor for just about every system that you can think of that works really well on Android. So in terms of installing apps, we're actually done. Now, the next thing we want to do before we start configuring all of these emulators.
That's all that. Now we can... Go to
how to set
Cocoon.
up Cocoon, but I've actually learned quite a few things and they've made some updates since then, and so let's just go through it again from scratch, but I'm only going to do the very basics. So first thing, we want to start up the app and it's going to give you a first time setup. It's going to walk you through all of this. So we're going to hit continue. It wants to set it up as your default launcher by default. We're not going to do that just yet, but we can do that later. So I'm going to hit skip for now. It also wants to track your playtime. This is all going to be up to you. You can either skip it or you can enable it. Let's go ahead and enable it so you can see what happens. We're just going to go in here and then hit permit usage access, so that way it can see how often you're playing your games. Once you've done that, you can hit OK, and it's going to ask you where can you put your data file, all of your game art and things like that. We're going to put it on the micro SD card. That way, in case you ever have to use this on a different device, you have easy access to it. So we're going to select the directory, and now I'm going to navigate to the micro SD card, and I'm going to make a folder right here. I'm going to call it Cocoon. Once I've made that folder, I'm going to select use this folder and allow, and that's it. From there, it's going to ask for some of your credentials so that it can get box art and do other things. For example, your Retro Achievements login, you can add that here. These are kind of a pain to set up, but you only have to do it one time, so let's just do it very quickly. So for Steam Grid DB API key, we're going to tap on this and you can see that it wants the API key from this database right here, which is going to allow us to pull a lot of really good box art. So what you want to do here is actually go to this website, SteamGridDB. So once you're at SteamGridDB.com, what you want to do now is actually log in with your Steam credentials, because that's going to give you an API key. So we're going to tap on this login option right here. When that pops up, you're going to get a QR code to log.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing, QR code. Notice that this takes a while. In the end, we will have a playable Zenless. Oh, wait, do you know that Zenless is on Steam, going to Steam now? I think I still want to install Zenless on the Google Play Store. So that's what I'll be doing. Oh yeah, Steam. Okay. Sign in.
Log in with Steam, just like it would with any other Steam related device. If you don't have a Steam account, you don't want to use this, that's fine as well. Once you've logged in, it's going to ask you to give it permission. We're going to hit sign in. And from there, now when you go back into this menu, it'll have your Steam username. So we're going to tap on this, and then we're going to go into
Oh. I think we can do it from here. Yeah. Log in. I can log in through here too. Oh, thank goodness it's not looking over here. Okay, fine. Ooh, okay, I would have been in grave trouble. Okay, signed in.
Preferences. Once you have that selected, hit the X button and now go under API and you should see an API key. I'm going to try to blur that out so you don't see.
Oh, there's an API key here? Okay. No, I accidentally logged out. Oh, come on. Preferences. Yep. Okay.
X button and tap on this, and then we're going to go into preferences. Once you have that selected, hit the X button and now go under API and you should see an API key. I'm going to try to blur that out so you don't see it. And I'm going to long press here and then I'm going to select copy, which is going to copy that API key. A lot of this is going to be blurry just because I don't want to show you the numbers, but I'm hoping you get what I mean. Once you have that copy, just go ahead and go back to Cocoon, then tap on this little window and then paste it in and hit done. From there, just go ahead and hit save, and that's it. You now have the Steam Grid DB. For Screen Scraper, it's easier. You just have to get your username and password from screenscraper.fr. If you don't have an account, you can just sign up for one for free, much like with Retro Achievements. Once you have that saved, let's now do the Retro Achievements login. This one's a little bit more involved than actually just using your username and password. You also need an API key. For this, you need to sign into retroachievements.org using your username and password like you already used, and then go into the settings, and there will be an API key that you'll find within the settings right here, and just go ahead and copy that. Once you've got that copied, go back to the Cocoon front end, and this time put in your username and then paste in the API key, and that's it. From there, you can just save it and you should be good to go. This is probably the hardest part of the entire setup because you need to get all these logins, but once you do it once, you're good to go. From there, you can hit continue, and now it's going to download a bunch of supported platforms and things like this. This can take several minutes. Once that's done, you can go ahead and hit continue, and now it's going to ask you how you want to set up this device, and this can be pretty important. For most people, you want to use these smart folders. That means you're going to have a folder for every system. For example, PSP will have its own folder and all the games will be within that. The simple mode would be only if you have a few games and you want to have all of them showing at once. You can still do that later on as well, which we'll do here too. So I'm going to have some of my favorites in the front menu, but then also folders for them. And so we're going to set it up with smart folders this time. So now I'm going to tap on that, and it's going to do the last thing, which is that it needs access to all of your ROM files. So we're going to grant access right here, hit OK, and then go back, and that's it. After that, it's going to ask you to select your ROM directory, which is all that work that we've been doing leading up to this, that ROMs folder. So we're going to select this right here, go back to our microSD card, find our ROMs folder, and then select use this folder and allow. From there, it's going to scan through all your systems and find all of your ROMs. You can see I have 467 files that I added between things like arcade and my home console systems and handhelds and so on. And again, depending on the size of your library, this may or may not take quite some time. Once that's done, we are good to go. We can now enter Cocoon. So now we can see that we have a bunch of different folders and different systems within it. And you can see that it's going to show them down below. And you can also press the Y button like this to actually swap between the two. So you can have all of your folders down below and then see them up above. This usually is what people like to see when they're using it on the Thor. It kind of reminds you of a Nintendo 3DS at this point, but obviously we don't have any sort of fancy box art or anything else just yet. So first thing, let's go into the settings. We're going to press start twice, which will bring up the Cocoon settings. Now there are a lot of things that we can change here, but I'm going to try to keep it to the very basics. So first, let's go into the library here, and then the first thing I want to do is adjust all of these to make sure that all the emulators are correct. For example, under Arcade MAME, you can see that by default it's using MAME 2003, but I actually use MAME 2003 Plus. So I'm going to change that here and then hit the Y button or that top button to save it. Same thing with Game Boy Advance. You can see it says VBA next, but I actually use MGBA, so I'm going to change that one here and then save it. But for the most part, all the other ones are going to work out pretty well. We can see we have GameCube with Dolphin and Azahar with 3DS and so on. But everything else seems to be properly set up, so let's exit out of this and now let's actually try starting up the game. Let's do GameCube as an example. So Start Fox Assault, for example. So I can just press on this and it should game else pretty M button to save it. MAME 2000 under Arcade MAME do is adjust all the basics. So first let's go into the library here, and then the first thing I want to do is adjust all of these to make sure that all the emulators are correct. For example, under Arcade MAME, you can see that by default it's using MAME 2003, but I actually use MAME 2003 Plus. So I'm going to change that here and then hit the Y.
I could rescan the games later, so
same thing.
Yeah, so that's that.
With Game Boy Advance as now valuable additional bits that I'm just some with. I would say as well. Shape and your that you can make a thing in the 2 and folders. You've got a couple and then go down to of the folder that you can so that for the low is or that give it for a bunch of different themes. You can even press down. Here what you can do is you can select one and then choose to install it. It might take a while to download all the interpreted icons on a option to apply. See the force fit that to go back to hero. Now some themes save my settings across different themes. Either way, it's a simple fix to go back to hero, and then I'm going to change this from vignetting back to full screen, and now I should be able to see it nicely. Now some themes have like additional artwork up above and some do not. For example, this one does not. So if I go to a different folder, let's do, and then here I've got a bunch of different options to choose from to add. Now I'm going to press this background. I'm going to adjust the size of the icons so they look like this, and so Yeah, I think this looks pretty awesome, all things considered. And of course, if I want to start up any game, all I have to do is just select it, and it'll boot the game in Melon DS. And this one play the system, because we obviously have controls on our device. So let's press Select and X to bring up the RetroArch quick menu, and then let's go down to an option that says On-Screen Overlay. We're just going to turn
RetroArch.
So at this point, we're pretty well set up when it comes to running emulation on the Thor. We can navigate through.
We'll be doing emulation. I'll be doing some emulation online. Mostly ROM hacks, because, you know,
for the most part,
I'm in love with Super Mario World ROM hacks.
Another thing that I think is
brought to you by Elgato Steam Deck. Yeah, the Elgato sign.
So we can actually add.
No, this is the camera.
Here, they're all empty right now, but if I select one, it'll ask me which game or whatever app I want to add to it. So let's say I want to have the Google Chrome browser right here. So you can see I've added that to the dock. Let's go and add another one as well. For the next slot, let's go ahead and try something else. This time, let's do the Pixel Guide app. That's that one we were using before, so I'm going to add it there. This just makes it really handy to be able to access these apps as I'm playing something else. The next one, let's set up for Game Native. We have For the next slot, let's go ahead and try something else. This time, let's do the Pixel Guide app. That's that one we were using before, so I'm going to add it there. This just makes it really handy to be able to access these apps as I'm playing something else. The next one, let's set up for Game Native. We haven't set that one up just yet, but I do want to do that after this. So I'm going to set that one up right here so I can get into Game Native at any time. And then finally, this just do the Pixel as well. For the next slot, let's go ahead and try something else. This time, let's do the select one. It'll ask me which game or whatever app I want to add to it. So let's say I want to have the Google Chrome browser right here. So you can see I've added that to the dock. Let's go and add another one as well. For the next slot, let's go ahead and try something else. This time, let's do the Pixel Guide app. That's that one we were using before, so I'm going to add it there. This just makes it really handy to be able to access these apps as I'm playing something else. The next one, let's set up for Game Native. We haven't set that one up just yet, but I do want to do that after this. So I'm going to set that one up right here so I can get into Game Native at any time. And then finally, for the last one, I always recommend just using the settings icon if you ever need to get into your Android settings. So there we go. We've now got these 4 dock icons. So as an example, let's start up a game, Harvest Moon Game Boy. And as this game is running, I wanted to go and tap on the Pixel Guide down below. It's going to open that up, and then I can add additional games to it right here. Okay, I just went through and spent a couple minutes going through and downloading all the backgrounds and logos for each of these systems. It just took maybe 5 minutes altogether. So I downloaded each of the heroes, then the logos on top like we showed with Nintendo DS, but I did it for all the other systems, and now I think it looks pretty cool. A couple other things you may want to know about: you can change where the location of each of these icons are. You can just press and hold them and then drag and drop them, and it'll swap with the others. So you can move all these around however you would like. Another thing I want to show you is how to put a special game directly on your home page too. Instead of having to go through all these different folders, what if there was like a top 10 of games that you wanted to see before anything else, the games that you really want to focus on? So let's go into GameCube and just pick a random game. Let's do Star Fox Assault. So all you have to do is just press the X button right here. There's an option right here that says Add to Homes. We can select that, and now if we go back to the home page, on the end you will see we have the game located right here. Now if I want, I can just pick this up and then drag it somewhere else and, you know, put it wherever I want on a home screen.
I'm semi-pirate. Like, there's some things I do want to get, but like the main thing for here for me is Steam Gaming.
And so if I go back to the second menu like I had earlier, now it's the first game here. So as you can imagine, you can just put a bunch of games right here, and then also on the right side you can have the folders if you want to navigate to any particular system. So here's a look at a potential setup where I've taken 6 games and I've put them all right here. Star Fox Assault and Luminous and Wind Waker HD. All of these are from various different systems. And then as I scroll further down, I've got my systems lined up. So I figure the first folders that I'm going to go into are going to be 3DS and DS, but then maybe I want to play GameCube and PS2 or Switch and Wii U. I've got them all set up right here, and so now I've got a pretty nice navigation experience. That's the beauty of Cocoon, is that you can customize this however you want. Maybe you
there you go. Oh, there's the button that switches screens.
Folders, you can do all that, and of course you've got different themes to choose from as well. If you really want to get into the weeds with Cocoon, then they have their own Discord, and they've got a bunch of ideas there as well. So I think the last thing I want to show you how to set up is going to be Game Native. This is going to be a separate app that will run PC games, but it does have integration with Cocoon as well. So let's go ahead and open up Game Native, and the first thing it's going to ask is if it can send you notifications. This will let you know when there's a new update, so I'm going to allow it. When you first start it up, it's going to give you the option to log in with your Steam account, but you can also sign in with Epic and GOG and Amazon, or just skip the login altogether if you would want. So you've got a bunch of different options there. Once you've logged in, this is what it's going to look like. You can see I have a listing of a bunch of games, and that's for my Steam on, or just skip the login altogether if you would want.
Okay. Cocoon. Let's launch game native. Don't allow. Okay. Let's log into the Steam. Alright, cool.
So you've got a bunch of different options there.
Whoa!
Once you've logged in, this is what it's going to look like. You can see I have a listing of a bunch of games, and that's for my Steam library. But if I logged into GOG and Epic, I could look at those as well. But right now, I just logged into Steam. With many of these games, you're going to see a green check mark that says compatible next to it. That means that somebody in the community has basically tested this and said that it is working with their device with this particular chipset. And so chances are any of these games with a green check mark may work just right out of the gate. These PC gaming apps are still a work in progress, so I would not expect 100% compatibility, but it gets better every single day. So let's test this out with a couple games. I'm just going to do really lightweight ones that have small file sizes, like Animal Well. This one's only 33 megabytes, so I'm going to click install here, and then install again. It will then start the download process. It should only take a few seconds because this one is so small. After that, we can hit play. The first time you start up any game, it might take a while because it's going to download a bunch of additional files. Can I
actually wait, hold on. Can I actually play DJ Max on this? That would be hilarious if I can. That'd be absolutely funny. Okay, doesn't look like it. But it'd be funny if it can, if it can. I don't think it can, because it probably doesn't have, yeah, probably, that's DRM, that's probably why. What's a good, it can run American Truck Sim? Okay, let's play the obvious. Why not? Oh yes, allow. Install. I don't know if it has, like, a cloud, because I would love to, you know, play through cloud and then... Alright.
After all that's downloaded, it'll start the booting process, and sometimes it won't boot that first time. For example, right there, you can see that it actually crashed. However, this time you can see the second time around it is running correctly. So sometimes, yeah, just give it a 2 or 3 times and usually it'll run. A couple things to bear in mind as you're playing Game Native is to look at your temperature down below and make sure it doesn't get too hot, like in the 90 degrees, and then you can adjust your fan accordingly. Most games are going to work right out of the box, but you can see with this one, it didn't actually go to full screen. So let's go into the options of the game itself, and let's turn on full screen, and so you can see now,
lots of files being downloaded.
It's good to adjust these settings as well. We're playing at 720p, so I'm going to leave it at...
It didn't run! Okay, we'll have to try again. Okay, let's see if it works. That'd be so cool if it works. That'd be so cool if it works. We'll put it loud so y'all know. Y'all can know. Oh, it does say booting may take a few minutes on first launch. Okay. Well, since it's our first launch, it will take a while. So, yeah. Be patient, basically. I've also heard someone is trying to make a Balatro port on the 3DS, which I find very fascinating. Um, need to get more Miis for your Tomodachi Island. I have a lot set in stone. Here, I do have a list. So I have like a few OCs, myself, the human, and then Buddy Fight. We have Afterglow. I have I'll have Afterglow, and then I need to include Hello Happy World. A lot of Zenless characters. I wanted to add Corone. Oh wow, okay, sure. But yeah, I do have a lot of options just for this. Oh, okay. Maybe I should continue with the audio. I don't know if it's working or not. Okay. We can try it again. Oh, it does have cloud. Oh. Maybe it will take a while, so while it's launching the game, we'll see if we hear Balatro noises, but if y'all know, I do have my own 3DS. Don't wanna put it aside. We'll see if when Balatro works or decides to work. That's one of the things I'm very interested in gaming on this. Hopefully. I've been playing some NSMB2 on it. This is like a good hybrid, because if you want like the best gaming for DS and 3DS, you would need to have a 3DS on you. Thankfully, 3DSs shouldn't be that expensive. And you can basically mod it to heck. You know, it's very easy to mod a 3DS. Yeah, I played this one. This is a game that I used to play a lot because it's a rhythm game, and I was like, oh boy, I love it. I also need to get Mega Man Battle Network operating shooting star working, because yeah, that needs to go too. That needs to work too. But yeah, I have this amazing game here. I don't know why it's still loading. Launching. That might be an issue. But yeah, this is a really cool game that I love to play all the time. I don't know why this thing's not launching as it should. Oh, no. I don't know why it's not working. Because it says it's compatible. Okay, let's reinstall the game. while we wait. It doesn't open. I don't know what happened. Do I have to like set up the options? I don't know why it doesn't work. Okay, let's try Mega Bonk. Because I want it, like, I want to play Mega Bonk while I'm not here, or while, like, I'm on, like, on this. This was one of the reasons. Maybe this will work. I'm like, please work. It's waiting. Okay, well, while that waits. Alright, well, we'll see once this thing loads. Anyways. Oh, we got it. It's still loading. I don't know why Game Native is still loading. It should work. Is the game actually running? I didn't win. Also a really good song. It's so good. Okay. I don't know why it doesn't load. Maybe, yeah, maybe like I have to set up the actual. Oh, like it has all my stuff too. So like when I do load it, it will load the like all my stuff, which is what I want it to do. I do remember that I have options on this. Is it called Emu Ready? Yes. It should be working. Oh, yeah, version 4. Maybe that's um I use Game Hub. Oh, okay. I use something else. Oh, oh, we have something. Okay, we got to the game loaded. So that's we're on to something. Okay, we got to the game loads. Is there a way that I could I might have to do a different one. EVK. Yeah, 2.71. Graphics driver version? Okay, game crashed. Back. Oh, you don't have turnip. Hmm. Oh, crashed. Alright. Yeah, it's like I have to tinker this a lot. Okay, if that doesn't work, we could go along and just go to the Play Store and download a couple of things. I know what I'm getting. Okay, installing Persona 5X. And we're also installing... Look at what I can put. I put ZZZ and then Honkai Star Rail went first. Now we're going to Zenlist. Oh my gosh, it's Persona. This is the first thing I need to do. This is actually the first thing I need to do. Dang, that actually is pretty good. Like, the graphics are pretty good. Okay, well, that happens. Yeah, I do want to connect the controller though. I wonder if it's possible. If not, like I have to install it through Steam. Ugh. But it is possible. Anyways, how's everyone doing? I could just put back the audio. I'm like, once I got this all set up and done, I could just stop stream and then just go back to figuring out how to put Steam games in. Because that's literally the first thing I want to do. Okay. Now, so let's see if we can log in. Oh. That, I'll have to input myself soon. Okay. I've played for 379 hours. That might change. Well, that's 379 hours on Steam, that's the thing. Okay. Okay, let's get Google going in. Oh, we're doing it again. Alright. Alright. Log it in. Yes, it's me. Okay, continue. Alright, it's linked. So, I can go back here, sign in with Google, continue, continue. Oh my gosh, it has buttons. It can use buttons. Okay, I need to. Yeah, this is the darn game. What the heck? Oh no, I need so much more. Oh, I need so much more memory. Well, there goes 1800 megabytes or gigabytes or something. 18 more gigabytes. Well, at least, I'm not playing this on Steam. Okay, well, that gets set up. Why not play more of this? I need to definitely get, Rhythm Heaven and actually, like, do a playthrough of it here. That'd be lovely. We should do that. Oh no! Hey, there you go. Look how much it needs to download. So much. It's gonna be the same for Zenless too. I drew a Yashi. Now he lives on my island. Oh, do you know what he looks like in my island? He looks like this. This is what he looks like. He just starts dancing. I wanted to do the, the side spikes. So I did the mohawk, and yeah, it works. Also, his voice is extremely cute. And now I can't unhear it, hear his voice like that. I think other fun stuff. Oh yeah, I was at 10. Here's my set of 10.
Hello, and welcome to the evening edition of Me News. Folks, we have an underdog story to report today. Jackknife Dragon has been working out lately and really getting into it. In fact, he was scheduled for leg day today, but shot.
Yeah, leg day. um.
Looks like Tomoe and I are friends. Thanks to Afterglow. I hope Ron shows me all the tricks of the trade.
You can hear someone turning on and off a light. Guess who it is? Yeah, the demon child herself, Akko. I love this game. This game's really good. Oh, here's Akko. I love how Tomoe's just right there. Look at Tomoe. Oh my gosh. Alright. I do want to play more of it at some point. Maybe tonight while I'm studying tonight. But yeah. This will be done soon. It's almost halfway done. Oh, yes! We got us. We got it. Da 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 da. Do, 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 do. I should probably do it with this too. I know you can do that too. This would enhance it even more. Okay. I don't know if it works. Oh, okay. Maybe if I do this. Oh, there you go. Doo-doo-doo-doo. Okay, I don't think that's the default. Okay.
Pati kanunuusin.
There's not really. There's a mic in setting here. Because there's that one. There's that. Okay, we'll have to restart that. I don't know how it's not working. I know y'all can hear it. Where's the setting? Oh my gosh. Oh, it's down here. There it is. Oh, I can't hear. Oh, that could be why too. There you go. I could now play it on here. Alright, finally. It's working now. Ah, so fun. Okay. We have the game working. Yeah, sure is the game. I will have to. Okay. What's why? Where should be settings? There's the settings. Graphics. You want to check how the temperature's going. And oh, it works. Yeah. It's in 60 FPS, let's go! It works really well. Okay, cool. I will have to get used to the game itself. I need to know what that button is, like what the default button is for that. Well, at least I know it works. Okay, sensitivity. How do I get out of here? Oh, I have to put it up a bit, that's why. Oh, we got Got it. Oh shoot, how do I get out of here? I have no clue what button. Oh, that's the button. Okay. I found the button. Yeah, it looks like I will have to get used to it, but... Oh, okay, Lucille. But it seems to be working. I'll have to do the same with Zenless. Oh yeah, and I have to get used to the controls there too. So, if we go to... whatever. But hey, at least it's working. Yeah, let's test it out. I'll do a little bit of relevation. Yeah, if I could. I mean, at least it's working. Blah. And we do the type 3. Yo, let's go.
海風に乗せてみんなに届け全力で行こう海風に乗せてみんなに届け
いただいていく。
63, not bad.
かき回して強め封印解除レストラン無料ザッパーンなんてね夏休みはまだまだ続くよ
早く終わりにしよう。
行きますよくそ行きますよお見通しだよ行くよミラディ
Oh yeah, game works. Game actually works. Alright, let's see what Zenless does. And I'll also have to log in through this as well. Oh, don't allow. I wish I had an actual keyboard. Okay, there you go, logged in. No, we have to put in a code. Okay, I can use my phone. But yeah, the two most important things I want to install first is Persona and Zenless. And then once that, I have a glorified console. Okay. have to change some of the settings. Keep the settings to 60. Now it needs to download a lot. That's 31 gigs. That's a lot. I need to know, like, why the Steam game's not working as I...
Better, you can always go down to good if you want to get I'm just going to do really lightweight ones that have small file sizes, like Animal World. This one's only 33 megabytes, so I'm going to click install here, and then install again. It will then start the download process. It should only take a few seconds because this one is so small. After that, we can hit play. The first time you start up any game, it might take a while because it's going to download a bunch of additional files in the background, but you only have to really do this the first time you start it up. After all that's downloaded, it'll start the booting process, and sometimes it won't boot that first time. For example, right there, you can see that it actually cracked. However, this time you can see the second time.
Sometimes, for some app, like, there's some people would use certain apps,
Hello, here is going to be a simple light version
I love waiting for so long. Look how much. It's only going like 21 megabytes. perhaps I could. Right here. I mean, I could install. I install YouTube. What am I doing? Should I play rhythm games on this? I'm like, I shouldn't. Like, I shouldn't play rhythm games on this. Oh yeah, I want to play DDR on this too. I should probably test that out. Okay, well that thing charges. How would Pico 8 work? Because I do have... Make a new folder. And then I should go and grab Pico 8. Yeah, while Zenless is loading, Pico 8. Oh, whoops. Okay, let me log into this first. um, there you go, logged in. Let's download. Oh, Raspberry. Cool. I guess I'll turn this on too.
75 pico weight GitHub. I'm going to put a link in the description, so don't worry too much about it. I did search pico weight Android GitHub to get here if you want to do that, if it's easier. But anyways, we want to be on this GitHub right here. We're going to scroll right over on the right. You're going to see releases. So just pop into releases. Then scroll down. I am at 0.0.6, so I'm assuming at some point in the future, if you're watching this video, it's going to be a newer version. Just look for whatever has the latest tab, and then just scroll down in that latest. On the 477V, I got a different message because it's a different version of Android and all of that. Perfect. I'm going to go find it down in that latest post, and you look for whatever has the latest tab, and then just scroll down in that latest post, and you want to grab the APK. So it says Pico 8 front end APK. Just go ahead and download that, and click download. Now it's going to download, and then you can just click open. It'll be in your downloads folder if you want to go find it. Just click open.
We're gonna show. Yeah. Oh no. Let's just. There you go. Oh, whoops. Assets. the max 75? Oh, I didn't read.
Now, it's going to download, and then you can just click open. It'll be in your downloads folder for when you find it. Just click open, and then install. Perfect. And we'll do the same thing now on the 477V. Okay, now one thing I do want to point out, on the 477V, I have a different message because it's a different version of Android and all that. Just click more details and install anyways. It's just Google being a little bit overprotective about things. Then you can click open to open the app. And we're going to go ahead and continue on both devices. Okay, so once again, we have both open, and you're going to notice again the 477V is having a little bit of issues. It's supposed to look like this. It does not look like that at all on the 477V access. And click back and see this skip assume it's zip. So what we downloaded off of get your Pico8 zip folder. Now, yours is probably in the downloads folder or wherever you put it. So just navigate to wherever it is and select it. It's going to say extracting, it's going to set everything up. And we are now in actual Spore. So because the bottom screen is close to a mobile application, which works the best for Pico8 and all that, I'm going to throw it up on the bottom screen. We can now take a tour of actual Spore, which is basically a graphical interface so that you can go around and check out Pico8 games and how they work and all that kind of stuff. Okay, so we are now in favorites, and I'm just going to shift over to the right. We're going to see new. This is update. So if you click update, it's going to update with all of the new Pico8 games. That's the menu we're in. So you can see here, you're going to see a whole bunch of different games as we scroll, and it's just new games. Next, I'm going to go to the right again, we're going to see feature. So these are featured Pico8 games. Same thing, click update, we're going to see a whole bunch of featured games, which we probably want to try if we want to go with the featured ones. These are the more popular ones. We scroll over again, work in progress, games that are still working and going through progress, obviously. So just click update, you can check the list, you can play whatever you want for work in progress games. Continue on, we have Jam, which I'm actually not sure what Jam means, but we have options here. I am not super familiar with Pico8, but I just know it in passing. So Jam is, Jam. However, we have Lucky Draw. Again, not sure what Lucky Draw is. We have options here. And then you have search. So you can search for games, cache, favorites. Now, if you find a game that you like, or you find whatever you want, you can start, or push the start button. We have a few other options here. We have wildcard, options,
Why is it not working?
all of that. You can see similar carts, carts by the same developer, everything that you would need from a per
Select.
sort of basis. So if you want to add it to favorites, just click favorite, and then you can find the favorites tab, and it makes it a lot easier for you. Now let's go ahead and launch a game. So I'm just going to go to feature. I'm just going to pick one. Okay, there's not a lot on your device. And if you scroll down into documents, carts, and yeah, these are the games that you can just play. I was trying to use the search, but search did not work. So you just have to play whatever you can find. And this is Pac-Man 3D, so you just load up one single game, and what happens if you die? Let's find out. The controls are a little weird for this game. Yeah, very weird game. Let's back out, and we're going to exit this one. Let's see what else they have here.
Oh, why it's not working? Oh, there you go. Now it works. Do-do-do-do. Now it works. Yay, it works. Okay. Is this Lucky Star? Oh my gosh. Okay, which one? This one. This one's the one that I want. Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah, it's the Thor, yeah.
Wait, did you check the size of it? I mean,
I did, already did.
know what the size of it? Is it bigger than it?
Yeah. Oh, okay. There's a problem with the buttons, though. Okay, I will favorite it. No controls. Yeah, I don't know why. Okay, I see what's going on, yeah.
There's a whole bunch of games here. All just with Woodworm. Carver Epica. Somebody. Okay. Oh. Alright. Go this way. Go this way. But that's a jump.
I will have to... That's weird. Oh, there you go, controls. Yeah, that's weird with the buttons doing that. That's kind of not what I want. Oh, there we go. Oh, it works now. Hmm. If I do that, I don't know if that's gonna work though. Oh, okay, it works now. It's just... This is a very expensive, This is a very, very, very expensive, Yeah, this is a very expensive PCOA controller. Oh, I think that's coming from Zenless. Okay, so it does work. Yeah, controls are now working properly. Okay, back to title, options. Oh, also, hi, Rygon. Yeah, it's my 3DS does look cool. This is my actual 3DS. No, this is my actual 3DS. Look at that. Look at this. No, this is the Thor, where I'm trying to install stuff, which after a little bit of like work and stuff, it is actually working as I wanted it to. Oh, it's almost done. Okay, cool. We can actually test this soon. Notice how that was multitasking, right? I can just put Pico 8 here, and then yeah, just start adding games. I know which games that I usually do too. Yeah, Whiplash. Whiplash is another one that's really good. But you know, this one works really well. Yeah, so basically now this is now a glorified yeah, this is now a very glorified Pico 8 console, I guess. See what features. Oh wow, Air Pico? Oh yeah, top speed. I love this one too. Whoa! Yeah, there's a lot of good games here that I've played. A lot of my demo. You must build a jetpack. That is such a good game too. Yeah, this one's also a very fun game, which can be done in like one sitting too. But yeah, there's a lot of really good games. Anyways, I'm not here for. I'm here to play some. Okay. How's the start playing. Yeah, this is my actual Zelos. Look at that. Okay, let's see how Zealous works in this game. We'll see how crazy this is. Oh gosh. I might have to go to performance for this one. Yeah, this game alone is taking like 7 gigabytes. Yeah, I might have to lower the shaders if it's doing like that.
When I was 15, the thought of an apocalypse never troubled me. The only thing I couldn't give up, even in the face of the world's end, was the sunset on that beach.
Oh yeah, I remember someone making a
Watching the sun gently slide into the water's embrace, or fireworks dancing on the canvas of the night sky. Even if tomorrow weren't better, it wouldn't be worse, I thought.
it's not this one, but someone actually made like an actual like an actual port. Like an actual port of this. It's like one of the most like fast versions.
When I was 15, the thought of an apocalypse never troubled me.
Yeah, this is like the most faithful port that we're actually playing Zen Lessons. I could probably lower the shaders, maybe? Because, like, every time I have to load, yeah, it takes a while for the game to load. we could try. It'd be funny if I like went for this and then said nothing. I think maybe. Look, I could roll in this game. That's crazy. We can do a little bit of practice here. So, how does this work? No, this is my, like, I'm going in cold turkey, which I should do.
The Tigers are on it! The song move everyone! The Tigers are on it! A weak spot! Heads up! Now's our chance! Countering.
Okay, I think I'm more used to... Yeah, these two buttons. I can adjust it to at least. Yeah, I'm so used to the back figure. I'll do roll render on it.
Allow me, Eve. The tiger has arrived.
I think I'll still have to, yeah, to work out a bit more. let's keep track until we basically perfected it. But yeah, at least we got Zenless working.
Neutralizing the threat. Who do you need? What an unlucky place. I won't betray your trust. Allow me. I won't betray your trust. All right, I'll take the mic. Don't hesitate.
Yeah, I think I'll have to get used to this, but at least it's working. Yeah, I'll have to like keep adjusting and playing a bit before I continue on with this. But yeah, now I can do dailies on this console. I just have to get used to playing with the controls and stuff. I'll just have, I think, yeah, it's just, I'll have to get used to it. But yeah, right now I'm currently, grinding for S. Billy, which is going to be super exciting. But yeah, I think once I keep playing this game a bit more on this, I'll get used to it. Let me restart the game. Just so that, like, hopefully it can load faster, and then I think I'll call it a success. Yeah, the fact that it has that feature right here. That's fine. I have 1 terabyte of data. I can just put as much as I could here. princess. I think the last thing I'll do is set up Cocoon. Yeah, there's one more. Yeah, there you go. Cool. That's really cool. I just need to figure out how to get certain get games working on like Game Native or like the Steam Android games so that I can actually play these things. But yeah, this works out. This works out really well. I'm really happy with what I have, and I just have to tinker it a bit more, and then soon it'll be what I want to be in the future. And I'll be using it while I don't have like a laptop or my laptop. Like, this is basically my laptop, because I won't be, I can actually play Steam games on here and Zenless and Persona on it without, you know, telling my cousin to say, hey, I need to use my computer. I can just do this and then maybe use the computer later. But yeah, this is great. All right. This is 3 hours of content, which shouldn't be the case, but yeah, there you are. Alright. Well, hopefully, yeah, yeah, that's it. Alright, thanks. Okay, that'll be it. Reminder that there may be no streams on my content, like the actual content that I'm doing, this week. So, yeah. Anyways. Can I just put this to sleep? Oh no, that's not sleep. There you go. Now it's put to sleep. I can almost drop it because due to the. There you go. That's neat though. I wish. I guess the only thing that I do wish is that, like, the Thor's port to like charge is like at the wrong spot. I wish it was the other way, like where the 3DS is. But other than that, or make it dual works too. But other than that, yeah, it's basically what I want. Although I'm not gonna be playing it on this on there, I will be doing something else. So yeah, regardless, that'll be it for me, and we're gonna raid Andy because I think he's still streaming. So. And as always, if you enjoy your stream, make sure you leave a follow on Twitch, subscribe to you on YouTube. And as always, I also have Blue Sky, Twitter, all that jazz, and !Discord if you want to do things and get updates. Anyways, have a good night. Bye.